contest. Ooh, howdy gang. Welcome back to Dragon Inquisition. We are doing the descent. We did one whole section and it was pretty big. The locked doors up here, apparently there's more gears down below, so we'll have to come back up and backtrack again. Where is the lever? Hit the lever! Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Why is the go button like away from the elevator? That tells me we're about to see something like different. Like we just went through the Dwarven Tide. The rest of this has got to be something else, maybe related to the Titans they were talking about. There could be like an actual Darkspawn nest. Like maybe go through that first. Who knows? I'm hoping to see something like the Rock Race again. You know, the Profane. Those were interesting. I think it's weird that they never showed up again. Also, like an afterthought of playing this the first time, all of the new enemies we've encountered so far are just like old Darkspawn that have not been present in this game. Like, we've only fought Herlocks.
What was that?
You know, the Genlocks exist, and the Genlock Alphas, they got redesigned for 2.
Light a torch.
We didn't see any Ogres, or the Shrikes in 2 at all, or the Emissaries. Like, none of those were even present in 2, but... like, they injected enemy variety by just bringing back existing enemies, and it's weird, because, like, you already had Darkspawn as a faction, and you just didn't use them appropriately.
Stay together. It's easy to get lost down here.
We've gone past the deep roots.
Who is watching us?
How
What
can
the
you
fuck
tell?
are
It's
these?
pitch black. I can feel it.
Somebody play the fucking Artorias of the Abyss expansion.
We're not going back up.
Just a suggestion. Show yourselves.
Oh no. He dead?
Ren!
Wearing armor, it's gotta take more than that. Dragon can literally bite me, I'll be fine.
Not at all.
No!
What the fuck? Those are like ghosts? They have dwarven armor. Is this the Legion of the Dead? They have like guns? Magic Ethereum guns? They look like little mini guns. If I could get one for Varric, that'd be sweet. And with the ice rune, Bianca does kind of look like she just has a big hydrogen battery slapped to it. Bro, don't die. You're just taking a nap, right? Like, we have a health potion. How did none of us get shot in that fight?
Better. Ren never wanted this life. He was a cobbler, a good one.
You what?
He joined the Legion to pay his father's debts. It kept his mother and brother from losing their caste. The poor and desperate here often sacrifice themselves for their family's future.
Sorry for your for her loss. What? You knew the risk.
Ren walked into this with his eyes open.
That's right.
Everyone in the Legion
Legion's
knows
knowing they're
their fate.
dead.
They're treated like walking corpses. It's wrong. Ren served for 10 years, and he was so full of life. The armor on these warriors. There's lyrium woven directly into the metal, and it's bonded to their skin. Impossible to remove, but I know what we'd find underneath. These are dwarves. Ren was killed by our own kind.
Happens to humans all the time. That's cool though. They're kind of like golems, but like it's more like power armor, I guess. I wonder what it does. Like, is that how they're powering the guns? Is it the lyrium armor, like putting lyrium in their bodies or something? Like, I don't get it. Oh, they just have a lyrium powered gun. Like, you know, in Mass Effect, you get the thermal clip, like heat sink that's disposable. You can like put in a little lyrium battery in this gun, toss it out.
All it took was a single strike. Ren never had a chance.
The bolt was glowing. Their weapons could also have been infused with lyrium. I won't leave Ren like this. We must return him to the stone.
It's another interesting application of it, at least. Like what happened with Fenris. Said I wanted to see more of that, and I did.
I'll see this through, Ren. I promise. Anything standing between us and the Titan will regret it.
Oh, they turn on when you get near them. It's a good way to do it. You know, like preserves the old darkness of the area, but makes it not annoying to fight it.
This is like the Wall of Memories in Orzammar, but ancient. Very ancient. The words seem based in Dwarven, but I barely recognize this dialect.
Can you translate any of it?
Only fragments. The language is very different from what we speak today. This word keeps appearing. Shah Brital. I believe it means revered defenders.
Oh. You ever go to wipe an itch and dig out some boogies that are just a little too close to the edge of your nostril? Defenders of what? The Titan?
What needs to be protected all the way down here?
Isatanal. Isatanal. Cut our tongues, entomb our bodies, watch over the Titan until it stirs. So the warriors who attacked us must be the Shabratal, and they're protecting a Titan.
Are you all right, Voltaire?
I can hear Ren's objections. Let's keep moving. If more of these memories exist, they may have the answers we need.
We haven't seen any of the rock golems either. Not rock rays, just normal stone golems. Those were a pretty common boss in Origins, and 2 even. I'm not saying they need to reuse all the same enemies, but like, the game needs more. It's not like I haven't seen assets ripped straight out of 2 all over this game. They just look better in the Frostbite engine. These guys are loaded for no reason. Like, is this even active currency? They're just holding, like, colored rocks. Not like gems or anything we consider valuable today. I mean, like, you know, on the Flintstones, he works at, like, a pebble-making company. They just, like, grind up rocks. I think they maybe paint them, make fruity pebbles or something. They ain't got no metals down here, they got lyrium, but you need that for the light, so they got these really smooth stones that look like boogers. Holy fire. Someone made a torch by slacking one of these slick rocks on a sword. Or, no, that's a skeleton, isn't it? I was gonna ask where they got the stick from, but like, I think that's a bone. You know, sometimes they have like big mushrooms, big thick mushrooms that grow underground. They use those as a sort of wood, mycelium wood. But I'm not seeing any of those.
Strange on the other side. I can feel it.
My guess is another earthquake that hits when we're halfway across the bridge.
Watch your step.
Oh. Oh well, thank God there's this convenient well-lit path
Someone
around.
sabotaged the bridge, and we don't have time to fix it. There, that ledge. We can reach it if we're careful.
The mushrooms we got around here are just like little sprouts that look like water leaks.
Look there, more ancient carvings.
Aye, but these seem to be about the Titan. It shapes the stone. It is the stone. It sculpts the world within and without.
Well,
If Titans can purposely reshape the world, the earthquakes could be the way they sculpt the stone.
But the quakes are destructive. Titans would mold the world, not smash it to pieces.
Depending on your perspective, change can be violent.
But if this is true, how could it be missing from the memories of Orzammar? Why would someone erase such an integral part of our history?
Let's answer that after we stop the earthquakes.
The rhythm is louder than ever. We're close.
and the music cut off so abruptly. Oh, motherfuckers really ain't got no health. Hey. Cool. Big blue. Ba-dee-ba-dee-da, ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-da.
Look at that. Like stars at night.
All these lyrium veins, and they're completely untapped.
The Shah-Britol must mine lyrium somewhere. Their weapons and armor are laced with it.
Unless they found another way to harness it.
Why does the music sound so sinister when, like, we're looking at something so beautiful? Should have had like the Jurassic Park theme play as we walked out, not this. If my explosion thing doesn't do much damage because I don't have a magic stat. Like maybe if I had a warrior skill down to it, it would do more or something. Interesting to consider. Like dexterity and cunning, like I know I put the 1,000 cuts on a Black Hole's sword. I don't know if that's effective at all now I think about it, because that skill, it's just using the skill. Of course it works, but it was designed for a rogue. It very well could derive its damage from cunning. Probably gonna end up making another weapon. We keep finding good shit though. I'm hoping I get some kind of fucking lightsaber down here. Lit. Not fight tanky ass motherfuckers anymore. I think this axe is the best I can do right now, but it's not enough. You guys be dropping fat amounts of gold though. I'm gonna be able to buy plenty of high-end materials.
I see no evidence of darkspawn here.
Maybe they know better than to come down this far.
Let's just be grateful. But there must be a reason they avoid this place.
What was that? It's not a Bronto, it's not a nug. Got a horn beast.
Creatures aren't deep stalkers. What do they eat to survive? It would be best not to think about that.
Died if I still have all my potions. Is this a dead end? No, looks like there's a turn I can make. That path is blocked off. Maybe I can interact with it. It says barrier. Map's not totally accurate, but... Oh, there's an opening. Physics are crazy today. Something I can do, like force. Krethel hunting grounds? Is it like some kind of lyrium eater? Like pandas? Trees? You ever see those images of like the big trees from the rainforest, like cut it in half, and it's got these fat ass worms in it. There's blood all over the tree. I guess that's what they call wormwood, but I think that the image is not real. I've never seen anything that big in a tree, but there obviously are worms inside trees, little ones. Question is, if the tree eater were to encounter one, do they eat it? Is that like a special tree, or is that like when we see maggots in our fruit, we're like, oh no, I'm gonna get sick now?
Glad that worked. The alternative would have been messy.
We could just build a bridge. You've been doing that. It doesn't take very long. All these nugs. An offering of nugs. Big cheese. There's some story about a Nug King Varric mentioned. There's a crowd!
Well, shit.
Judgmentally.
Are you putting me on trial? I'm feeling very judged.
Hot debate among the Nug admirers and whenever the King of Paragons embrace songs. Royalty is some kind of merely an especially magnificent specimen of the breed. Every year, scholars, bards, road enthusiasts bring offerings of cheese to deep roads, hoping for a glimpse of the Nug King. Fuck. What was that? I thought for a second they were like recreating the first Dragon Age trailer. There's like a warden walking in the deep roads and slaying Darkspawn. Marilyn Manson playing. And, you know, it gets to like a big open room and he's just surrounded by all of them. You know, cuts away. That guy's probably dead. Like, I just slaughtered all those nugs and, you know, they're all surrounding me like that. I thought I was maybe gonna open like a big fight. Like, Divinity 2, Eco Draconis, not Divinity Original Sin 2, please stop calling that Divinity 2. There's like a limited amount of XP in the game, like enemies don't respawn, so you can get like 1 XP every time you kill a rabbit. And if you happen to kill like 100 rabbits or so, the big king vampire were-rabbit, whatever, will spawn, and it's like 20 levels higher than you. It's there to make you feel bad, I guess, but if you kill it, it's good for you. You can't do that, you can cheese it out with a bow. But, you know, I was expecting an enemy akin to that to show up. Probably wondering, why would you want just 1 XP? Is it really worth pushing buttons to kill the rabbits? And the answer is yes, because you have to spend XP to read minds, and reading minds on certain characters can net you like less skill points sometimes. Or, you know, just useful information, which is good too. Kind of encourages save scumming, whether or not you get anything useful from the mind read. But basically, if it's any story critical character, you're probably getting something very good for reading their mind.
Stop us. There must be some way to get through.
Find the gem, I guess something. The hell's that? A Shea Brittle or Shaker? Boom!
This weapon of theirs cut.
How many sandals a Titan?
Was destroyed.
Let's keep gathering their weapons. There may be more barriers ahead.
I am half expecting to encounter them here.
Do you think anyone besides the Sharp-Ratol has traveled down here?
We are very likely the first to travel this far.
Gotta be a way in there. It's on the map. Like a back door. Wendy's earlier. For the Big Bacon Classic this time instead of the normal Baconator. Not a fan, man. I just don't like most vegetables. You know, I could probably use some extra veggies in my diet, like the less the tomato and the onions. Not at all necessary. I will take just bacon on a patty. It's fine. That's the back door in, I guess. I forgot my Frosty, and I didn't get a receipt, so I don't know if I paid for it or not. I probably did. It was only a small, so it could have been more than like $2, but still. Slaved away for those $2. Really wanted ice cream. I wanted to go to Dairy Queen, but I didn't want to wake up in time for it to be open. Really want some fucking ice cream. I've been putting that off like all week.
We're both children of the stone. Please, stop!
And that looks like it goes pretty far. This must be a side path, right?
I hate destroying these weapons. They're artifacts. We could learn from them.
I'm not
We have no
destroying it,
choice.
I'm
It's the
using
only way
it.
through the barriers.
Grenade. Okay, well that one looks like there's no way back. Anyways, it's primitive technology. Can't be that hard to replicate. I don't see anything crazy advanced down here. Urium. Hot water. Alright, so I mentioned last time I was close to finishing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and I finished the main campaign. I just started the expansion. Apparently you access that from the main menu. It's under, like, extras. So, yeah, like... different character. Or, you know, you're still playing Shulk and Melia, but everyone else is like Ricky's kids. You got Ricky Ryan and Ricky Charla to start. Whichever you prefer. And they change up the mechanics slightly, so like you can't see in the future anymore because it's a different world, and that was kind of a spoiler, I suppose. They took out some mechanics, like the archaic skill tree system, which wasn't really a skill tree. It was like you equipped a branch of like a personality, and it would level up and unlock passive skills when you had it equipped, and then having the thing equipped also granted stabbies of some kind. Then you'd switch it out, and then level more passives on another branch, doing certain quests and unlock new branches sometimes. It was a passively leveling skill tree. It wasn't a character builder by any means. Then, when you had like a bond link with your teammates, they'd be able to take one of those skills from you and share it. So, if you're only playing once, not doing a new game plus, you'll probably want to like bond max certain characters. Yeah, Ricky is like more of a mage, so you want to pair him with like Charla and Melia since they have ether bonuses in theirs. And I don't know, it wasn't like a bad system, it's just getting coins to spend on sharing the skills and grinding out all the bond levels was a bit annoying. Probably don't want to do a short expansion. So, I mean, whatever, I don't necessarily miss it. I felt like I progressed in it a lot more frequently than the actual skill tree from Xenoblade 2. Whatever, I'm not talking about the expansion just yet. I'm saying I started it, I'm still working on that, but we can talk about the main game. I think I've talked about the main game to an extent because we talked about the second game at length. I finished that, but I never talked about the main game. It's been about 10 years since I played it, originally on Wii. Let's see. I think it was Mother's Basement. He made a video on it. Yep, through. That's how I even found out about the game. Like, I knew of its existence, but I'd never actually seen it playing. I was like, oh wait, this is Dragon Age. I was like, I had to give it a try. And, you know, lo and behold, it was very Dragon Age-esque, and I did enjoy it very much. Very interesting setting, like, the planet is like an ocean world, and the only thing on it are two titans. One is organic and the other is a big mecha. And they were fighting each other at one point, but eventually they just like died on each other's swords, I guess. Like they fell asleep. And life grew on them, I guess. And you would assume there was always life inside the mecha one. Like where the hell did that even come from? But
repaired, Ren might still be alive.
It's easy to blame ourselves when we lose a friend, Volta. But it's not your fault.
it's the way forward. Side path, okay, I need to go around, back and back.
I was so focused on the Titan. I didn't consider what else could be down here.
Yeah, life grew on them, so, you know, it starts as, like, the inorganic versus the organic. So, Mechanis is, like, all one big unified thing. There's only one form of life, which are, like, robots, seemingly mindless killing machines. And the Bionis has various life forms, all kinds of animals, Homs, Napon, which are little Furby-looking bird people, High Entia, which are basically elves, but they're humans with wings on their heads. Looks weird when they fly, yes. And those are the sentient races on Bionis, but, you know, again, all kinds of animals. When you're navigating the world, you are, like, climbing on the body of this Titan, so, like, you start the game on Ptolemy 9, which is on, like, the Bionis' foot, and you climb up the leg, you go through a cave and end up on, like a bent calf? That's what your upper leg is, right? The calf? A flatland, just like a big plain. You can always see the evil Bionis, the Mechonis, looming over you in the sky, which is very ominous. You go to the back and it's like a permanent winter zone because it never gets any sunlight. It's a very cool world. It's got like a lot of very beautiful environments despite them being like full of 720p textures. I think it's even lower than 720. Obviously the remasters got them upscaled some, but you know, originally it was beautiful as well. Let's see, you start the game in like a prologue. You're playing Dunban, the Hom's hero. He's holding the legendary sword, the Monado, which is like the only thing that can hurt the mechs. I guess because it's a plasma sword. Nothing else is really special about it, it's just a plasma sword. I don't know what the other soldiers are doing other than being meat shields, but whatever. But he isn't like the chosen one. Like, he can't use the sword, so it hurts someone who uses it, and he ends up losing function of his arm. And then you go to the current timeline, and you play Shulk, who is like the actual heir to the Monado, and you can use it like a lot more effectively than Dunban ever could. Nobody ever let him do it. Like, he's not a soldier, he's an engineer, but he kind of gets forced into when the town gets attacked. And then he starts to, you know, learn a lot more about it. And there's a lot to learn about it, including information from the second game where you figure out the concept of blades and drivers, which explains exactly what was going on with, like, the Dunban not being able to use the Monado. And like why a certain other character kind of randomly disappears and reappears at whim. It makes sense in the context of the second game. And allegedly there was some retconning done. I think they maybe didn't do enough. Because like in the end sequence of the game, you end up walking through space in like the solar system. And when you get to Earth, you're like, whoa, is that a big bowl of water? Voice actors are all British, relatively refreshing at the time when I heard it. It's not, you know, it's an anime game and it's not using Funimation actors. Anyways, the second game takes place on the real Earth, and it's not a big ball of water, it's a big ball of clouds because of the whole rebirth thing they've got going on there. Post-nuclear war. So I think that, like, they should have at least changed that. I guess they didn't want to re-record the audio. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's not like a character building game. Each character has a defined role, and they get some abilities. You get points to level up those abilities, just make them stronger by dumping points in them. Nothing skill tree, and there's no like mana, everything's cooldown based, but it works, it's fine. The character customization comes from like gear and like the gem socketing system, gem crafting, as well as, you know, the whole sharing affinity link things I explained before. It's not completely devoid of character building, and Shulk only has enough abilities to fill up the hotbar. he has like a very defined role, but the other characters have like a lot more. So like Ryan can be a super tank, or he can be more of a berserker. And you know, Charlotte can be like a debuff or a healer, can do some damage. Melia can be a damage or a support as well. Ricky, same deal. Like, you know, you have some options with how you want to play them. Dorian, where is Varric? There's a lot of like positionment-based stuff. I kind of exclusively played Shulk just because all of his abilities require you to reposition yourself, and you can't really trust the AI to do that. Fiora has a few skills like that too, but everyone else is kind of like more self-sufficient, except for Melia, who's really complicated and probably best off playing her if anyone. Like, there's a large portion of the game where you aren't really fighting Mechon, so Shulk isn't necessary to be in the party, but, you know, I like playing him anyways. I do think it's neat that you can play any of the characters, though. It's, you know, like a Tales game or something. And when you're doing side quests, sometimes they're for specific characters too, and they'll give you a hint like, oh, I need a strong independent woman to help me with something. You figure out which of your companions is a strong independent woman. And you're like, oh wait, they're all strong women, which one's independent though? The affinity system extends beyond just the main party. The towns themselves have it, so you talk to NPCs, after doing events such as side quests, the relationships with each other will like update, and that'll like, improve the prosperity of the town, I guess, and change what's in the shops. And eventually, like midway through the game, you unlock a colony that needs to be reconstructed. So, when certain people have their quest lines completed, or you reach certain milestones with rebuilding the colony, you can bring people over to the new colony. And that also has its own set of quests to unlock and expand to get, like, the best shops in the game over there. That one, pretty grindy. It used to be a lot worse in the original game, but they cut down a lot on the grind, and they give you hints to where to find stuff now. Still could be better. Like, sometimes they tell you should try trading for this thing, but like, you can find all of them. You don't need to trade for any of it. And usually they appear, like, pretty sequentially. Like, you go to an area, and it'll have everything you need for at least one of the upgrades as you go on from that point in the game, but sometimes you'll just like miss an item because it's RNG, and then you're SOL. I kind of want to try this sword. I don't know. I feel like the attack is where all that bonus damage is coming from on the main one. I'll make my own, I'm sure. Just made Dorian one, didn't I? Or got one. Yeah, it's quite good too. A lot better than that. It's similar though. I don't really have any weapons. Get some things though. That's pretty good. Magic defense, willpower, alright. Plus 45 willpower, holy cannoli. Chance to cast Fade Cloak on a hit. That's the Battle Mage skill. I think it's pretty good. Ability cost reduction, or have a lot more mana. What kind of ring he got? Armor penetration? Sundering. Crit chance? How about flanking? Is that better? Probably at this point in the game, he's got to have a really high crit chance up by default. So yeah, I originally called the game a masterpiece. Like, you know, the story's amazing, environments are beautiful, it's all very unique and fresh at the time. It was very well balanced too. Replaying, there is a little hiccup. After you've gone through both the Bionis and the Mechonis, you come back and have to do some backtracking before you get into a new area of the Bionis. And at that point in the game, there's like a massive difficulty spike. Like, you come back, you cannot go back to the Mechonis for story reasons. It was not destroyed. You're kind of like stuck looking for enemies that you're able to kill because everything is now like 20 levels higher than you, and your agility stat is likely too low to actually hit anything. So I ended up like gem maxing like a fuck ton of agility and then trying to kill like the lowest level, high level enemy I could find. Like, yeah, all the low level enemies are still there before, but they're not going to give me the XP I need to level up. I did whatever side quests I could, but I was staying on top of them up that point, so there really weren't many. That way I ended up progressing was, like, at first I was bashing my head against that wall and just slowly grinding out a few levels on whatever enemies I could kill, and I got, like, a couple new weapons. At that point in the game, you have multiple Monados you can actually swap out instead of being stuck with the main one. I got like 2 of them before I kind of folded because it was still very much a struggle. It took hours and hours. I'd fight something for like 20 minutes. And, you know, I'd survive with just a crap ton of healing. The way I ended up progressing forward was actually just focusing on the colony reconstruction, which I wasn't too far behind on, but I didn't like have any of the people migrated to it yet, so the quests from it weren't popping up, and I ended up getting a lot of quests from that, and I like switched out my party to everyone that I didn't use so I can like build connections from doing the quests. And, you know, that got them more passive buffs, and I just got everybody fat lumps of XP for every little quest I did. And eventually I was able to catch up to the low end level enemies, which were like level 80 maybe. And then I was able to start the real grind, which still involved doing quests because a lot of them had a lot of them were new. With things that happened, a lot of NPCs got relocated, and if I went back to old maps, I might just find a little camp of them, and they'd have something, but they'd usually send me to one of the new high-level areas. Yeah, basically I, like, went from only needing to get to level 80 to beat the game to, going on, like, a crusade of grinding to max out the colony and fight all of the game's super bosses. It was a struggle at first. I honestly considered just quitting at that point, but, you know, I pushed through and it was a very satisfying journey. It was like a little puzzle to figure out. So it, like, came out of nowhere. If you're just trying to play the game and beat it, like, you're a little fucked at that point. I don't know how you could have done it without doing every single side quest. And I guess there is an easy mode if you're a pussy, but that wasn't in the original game, I don't think. The only other real complaint I have is just that people, like, shout out their moves every time they use them, and when there's 4 people in your part, 3 people in your party, and, you know, they'll keep saying it over and over. You know, I don't know how many times I've heard fucking back scratch, air slash, shaker edge, wild down. Now I gotta say something when you finish a fight too, is like, that can get pretty repetitive. I wish there was a way to, like, mute them. Maybe there was. I know in 2 there was, like, character voices on a separate slider. And I turned it down. Not completely off, but, like, down. An issue a lot of Japanese games have, like the Tales games usually do it too, and like Dragon's Dogma, a lot of people had an issue with it when that came out as well. Greedfall. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. I've experienced it enough times to not be super annoyed by it or anything. Armors in the game are freaking crazy looking, and you do have vanity slots, so you can, like, fashion max a bit. They got your swim trunks and bikinis, but they also got, like, fucking demonic ass power armors and stuff. Like, it's real cool. Just half the female. No, you only have 3 female party members, and 2 of them have their tits out at all times. The game is not aggressively horny like the second one is, but, like, come on. They're not poorly written female characters either. Like, I wish they were not objectified so much. Pretty lengthy. Probably would have taken me like 80 hours if I was doing the main game and didn't have any difficulty bumps. But it took me like 100. do just about everything. And it's still pretty good. Maybe I wouldn't call it a masterpiece by today's standards, but it was once upon a time. Still give it like a 9. These guys keep spawning. Keep spawning. What happened to her? My character take damage in half a second. Didn't take any other fucking time. trick like in the water? Want a barrier? Looks like this might be the last 3, I can hope. There's a lot, like what the fuck? I've never been a fight in this game with infinite enemies. Especially not hard tanky ones. Oh, there's more. How Vore got revives. The game figured out he was out of balance. Was that the last one? Jesus fucking Christ, whose idea was that? Diablo dog, come on. Oh, got it. Probably was infinite, but I also don't think I was able to do none without doing that. Like, you gotta fight them till you get enough of shakers, I guess. I did notice a lot of them. came in waves, gave us a chance to revive. I'm a fucking damn. Oh, perfect. Faster move speed and stealth. Eric doesn't have a stealth setup though, does he? For the poison ones, right? I guess I'll find out now. I have to get that to Cole. Yeah, he has no stealth. Except for that. I'm not gonna throw it on his thing, but I think the AI is able to use that. Those look pretty cool. Bat Cunning, which is critical chance. I think it really is better suited to Cole. But you could probably use it now, right? Also kind of matches his mask, kind of like that. Barely moves in a fight. Cole's always going into the melee guys, so having the move speed boost while invisible would be quite useful for him.
The attacks are getting worse.
We must be getting close to whatever they're protecting.
Only the pure may pass. All others will be punished. Assuming the Chapertal are the pure,
We're the others who aren't allowed to pass.
could the earthquakes be the punishment?
An impure pass, would that impure be a dark spawn? Maybe a certain Carriffy fish?
If the tremors are deliberate, it could be disastrous for Orzamar's lyrium mines.
The Chapertal were dwarves once. Something turned them against us. This reads like a final warning. We must be nearing the source.
So that was a whole section. How long did that take? Like an hour? Hour and a half. Yeah. Unless the next one is just a boss room. It's gonna be a while. Inquisition scouts have identified location, forgotten caverns, construction team can make a bridge. Build the damn bridge. Safe. There was a bridge. Several crethral dens, the caves, Bastion. All the crethral population across it. I mean, do they need to be cold? I've never seen a fucking crethal before. But sure. We're in my way. That influence farm. Build a bridge. Apparently only scouts can do this one for some reason. These are not choices. I'm just building bridges. Build the bridge. Dig the cave, build the bridge. Like, what is... What it's doing is opening an area. There are no consequences. Hey, I got different rewards that time. Pretty sure my Inquisition rank's already met. Getting an item. I guess that's a way to farm money if I needed to. Not very much though, like it's one enemy's worth. That's not bad. Probably have a mage that. Same with that. The Gogurt Vitar. Keep one of these too. Rant doesn't have a second potion equipped yet. What should it be? Jeez, of course. What a great idea. What a novel concept. Yeah, that's a cool helmet. And it's apparently has more armor. I did not find a heavy armor variant. It's probably better than what I have too, though. Meow. Oh. Meow. Probably quicker if I go from this camp, right? Meow. I love how a cat can be small, but also long. I don't have to get out of my chair to pet him. Pee or something, dog. Oh, oh, oh! We didn't even hit a loading screen, dude. Come on! And you gotta go and do me like that. Probably just saved after you grab those things. It's like, where's that statue on it? Or down there. That giggle was like a generic fucking Halloween spooky sounds. 22. I've definitely heard it before. Where was it? Island in the Sun, Belmont rendition. There's like a chiptune Weezer fan album. That one sounds like Castlevania, of course. It just uses spoopy sounds. It's kind of cute. That giggle is definitely in there. That was the last door here, right? Could be something over here. It could also be a way up, though. Who knows? There might be more doors further down, too. Like we were finding gears. We did just do all those expeditions. So I have to take the elevator down. Expedition. Expedition. Meow. Oh.
I don't wish to alarm anyone, but I believe we've all gone blind.
Hurry, I have echolocation. Oh, why am I actually glowing? There we go. Rebuild the bridge. How is it covered in rubble if we just built it, though? We, like, used the same pieces that fell into the ravine. Or is it a different bridge? I think it's a different bridge. Oh, we around the corner. Around the corn. Peckerwood. We rebuilt the bridge. So much less sturdy than that one, right? Fresh at least. Rush to my uneducated soldiers. Fire those dang dwarven engineers. What's wrong with you? You don't want, motherfucker. That's it. When I hide the treasure behind the door. Buttholes. Alright, where next? Down. Here. Eh. You know. I could probably use a little more willpower. So that's why it looks weird on the map. Okay. I watched more Naruto, of course. And like I said, Ninja War stuff happening. It's just filler fight, filler fight, filler fight. But we finally got to like substance when it like decided to switch over to Sasuke. I guess I misremembered his brother dispelling himself. I mean, that does happen, but it's a bit later. Instead, he ran off to go look for him. And, you know, he talked to him, told him to quit being a dickhead, and he's like, nah, I can't do that, bro. You may love the village, but I can't forgive them for doing you like that, dog. So Sasuke's still gonna be a bad guy, I guess? Question mark? I don't know. Like, he said he wants to, like, resurrect all the old Hokage and ask them about, like, what their intentions were, what it means to be a shinobi or something, like, see if what he saw, see if he can be convinced. Because right now all he cares about is hatred, and, like, he already met his goal, so there ain't much left. Yeah, he wanted to ask Orochimaru something. He didn't believe that he was actually defeated, so he went after Kabuto, who I guess has achieved Sage Mode. He's like a snake sage, and he's got like a big snake penis he fights with. Yeah, I don't know. Do a fight there. They like hypnotize him and put him to sleep, I guess. He's caught in an infinite loop until he like changes his mindset. He's never gonna break out of it, and I think it's kind of dumb. Like, he is incredibly dangerous if he ever does break out of it, and then like they show you what's happening in the loop, and he's like, yeah, look, you're never gonna get out of here if you keep doing that, dumbass. And he's like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna keep doing it. They're egging him on, they're giving him hints. There's no way he's not gonna get out somehow. They like dug out a piece of his flesh and grew it into a new Orochimaru to ask him some questions. Really fucking weird. But then it cuts back to Naruto after that. I guess Sasuke's gonna go find whatever he needs to resurrect the Hokage. But they were in a fight with the corpse of Madara. Like, all the Kage of all the nations are fighting him, and he's pretty busted. But the fact that his corpse is there walking around, it looks nothing like Tobi, means that Tobi was lying about being Madara the whole time. So now his identity is in question, and Naruto is actually fighting him, along with Captain Yamato and Kakashi. And like mid-fight, a big reveal happens. You figure out who he actually is, and then the show just like cuts mid-fight and goes into a whole filler arc. It's been like 20 episodes now, and it's just like you're given the whole background of how exactly this character got to where they were. Like, we've gone through like 2 different protagonists. Apparently Kakashi is way more important than he ever was. We ever thought he was. They're just doing like a whole prequel story now, and like, I don't dislike it, it's just it's in a really weird place. Like, it could have been before the fight or after, not like in the middle of the fight, dog. It just keeps branching out too. Like, we're learning about like the background politics that have been going on the whole time. A lot more about Danzo and the 3rd Hokage and the 4th. I get whatever I was supposed to get up here. I think so. Full beans, I just want to blow my nose. I think it's interesting how, like, Kakashi has, like, now been made out to be Naruto's sort of lifelong guardian. Before, it seemed like he was literally just put on the team with Sasuke, because one, they kind of got along, and two, he was going to help him grow. Like, you put the best and the worst together to help even him out. Then they showed that that was all, like, super calculated, and then you go more into Kakashi's past, and you realize that he was, like, the bodyguard for his mother, and the right hand of his father. And you know, normally Jinchuriki are like kept on a leash, they're not really like given the freedom that he was, so, like he kind of is. So what happens is dad was Hokage. Maybe got a little different treatment, even if his life was shit. Ah, it looks bad as fuck. Like dwarven armor, but like form-fitting. Spiky. Armor's not as high though. Good for tanking, maybe Blackwall could use that. I didn't make him any special armor, did I? He just has some Battlemaster armor. Whenever. Ugh.
Caverns build all this?
Or was it here before them?
The fuck? Those clouds? You tell me that the whole world is just like a big floating sky continent? It was like the bottom of Cloud City. You're a heartbeat. Trees too, what the fuck? And yeah, a big underground forest isn't that extravagant. You see it all the time, but like not in this game, not in this franchise. Is that the final destination down there? Is that like the heart of the Titan that we live on? Yeah, my throat is strained somehow. Dad's got a pretty nasty cough. I might be catching something.
But this... Wait. The rhythm we followed. We've found the source. But not the Titan.
How would we even recognize a Titan? All we know is that they're enormous.
You're assuming they're enormous.
We've found the Titan. We're standing inside it.
What do you mean, inside?
Think back to when we left the ruined Tig. I could feel that this wasn't the deep roads. The Shah-Pratal attacked because we invaded a place only the pure are allowed to enter. The body of the Titan.
Yeah, attacked by its immune system. I was thinking that the moist cave looked like the inside of an Alaskan bullworm.
If I don't survive, Orzammar must know the truth.
And, you know, Lyrium is said to be like the veins of the world or whatever.
While Corypheus is still a threat.
Yeah, it's more like a nervous system to me, but it's the same concept. The web of shit that runs throughout your body.
Civilization in here?
A city within a Titan. Incredible.
And the quakes haven't damaged it.
Don't make us fight you!
all this stuff in the background, but it's just like a one-lane road. It's a big thing.
They fight like fanatics. Aren't they afraid to die?
Perhaps they're the Titan's Legion of the Dead.
Don't say that.
Ladder.
I don't want to hurt you!
full health. At the potion limit.
Look, these are the only memories in this area. That phrase is the path of purity. And there's a reference to Titan's blood? It says the Shabratal come here to drink it.
You will. They drink delirium?
I only see one substance here that's found in veins.
That's a heart. 100.
Lyrium. The Titan's blood is lyrium.
And what does it change, I think?
Every nation on the surface buys lyrium. Orzamar's entire economy is based on the trade.
This is bigger than any one nation.
Is it an issue that we're fucking the Titan or what? Like, it doesn't seem to care. We just took a little too much. Is it upset about the red stuff spreading, maybe? Dwarves become like fell dwarves if they drink the red lyrium. Dead? Yeah, just go sleep. She went fetal. Throw me a rock, Wraith. It's not too dissimilar. No, that's exactly it. So what we fought in 2 was a red lyrium infected Titan. Question is a Taken Titan like the same as an Archdemon? Like, what exactly is the soul of the old gods the Titan, the Darkspawn are looking for? I always imagine it was like some big glowing orb, but like a big heart-shaped gem could make some sense too, I guess. Like the least tanky thing I've fought this whole expansion. This is much shelter than normal enemies. Holy shit. I just destroy all the lyrium in the world. Got a bunch of schematics.
Volta, are you hurt?
Lights are out.
Too loud. The song. Stop!
Mage. He hears the song, like, with the red idol. Where's blue?
I am. It's all right.
Concentrate, Volta. We're still in danger.
The stone is silent. The rhythm has faded, and so have the tremors. But the song still echoes. It tells me things. The breach, that's what disturbed the Titan. It is calm now that it has a connection with one of its children. With me.
You're talking crazy. You just absorbed a ton of old knowledge. Is this what happened to Sandal? Does he just have the soul of a Titan in him? When's Sandal coming back, huh? If he's not in Veilguard, I'm gonna put that.
The Titan changed you, Volta. You need to be cautious.
I am different, but I am still a shaper.
Shaper of worlds.
Isana. It's our word for lyrium, and we are taught that it is a gift from the stone. But there's so much more to it than we ever imagined. I was sent to the deep roads to recover lost history. This is only the beginning. I am staying here.
You think you understand what's happened to you, but you could be wrong. The lyrium could be turning you into a Shabratol. Or worse.
The Shabratol turned themselves into monsters. I have changed because the Titan willed it. The mine's collapse, Ren's death. It all happened to bring me here.
If she wants to stay, that's her business. I'd like to see the sun again.
Nothing good ever happens in the deep roads. This won't be any different.
Who could she harm down here besides herself?
I am called to the Search Inquisitor.
Oh, she did.
This
She can
is
cause
where I
quakes.
belong.
I'm leaving with more questions than answers. But that doesn't mean you have to. Just be careful. The Shaper in Orzammar will want to know what happened to you.
Tell them the truth. You don't know.
Let's go.
I don't know. The big cliffhanger, goddamn.
She always comes back. Pay up, Soroka.
East of Node. Chance for 5 seconds of immunity. Not bad. The general defense on it's kind of shit, but you know, take it. A bow, a bow. I only need one bow. Kingfisher staff. Heal on kill, it's worthless. Does ice damage, about it. Armor won't reach as high as my current one. It does look cooler though. Not that this armor doesn't look pretty sweet. Middle and mugs. Thought I opened them all. Dutch Silverite, that's the one that I have in my armor. I want to farm out a couple of those. There might be something in the Jaws of Harkon that I want to make. I don't know. Trespasser is meant to be post game. I'm sure it'll have something better than what I currently have too. Inquisition scouts supporting Legion of the Dead forces at the ruins of Herentag report no contact with or sightings of Shaper Volta. However, a strange cry recently emanated from the Titan's caverns, loud enough to be heard at the mining campsite above. The cry's source remains unclear, but the voice was described as not belonging to either beast nor darkspawn. Shaper Volta may be attempting to re-establish contact with their people and may require assistance. Given the inherent dangers getting in and out of that location, a small recon team is best suited to search for Shaper Volta. So I want attention. The situation may best be handled by Orzammar itself, as after the king to send forces of Legion of the Dead to bring. How about that? Scouts are probably the answer. Seems like a fool's errand, but perhaps a joint team from the Inquisition and Legion of Dead can determine a scout tribe with minimal risk. Scouts. A search of the Titan Caverns all the way to Shaper Volta's last known location turned up nothing but a few small groups of Shravratal who were quickly dispatched. Volta seems to have disappeared deeper inside the Titan. But she was not the only one vanished. The grave site of Lieutenant Wren was recently disturbed, and his remains are missing. It is not known who took the body or why. There have been no more cries from the Titan Caverns. Resurrected, maybe? Orcs don't die the same, right? They return to the stone. She is the stone. The Inquisition scouts reported one final discovery. The tunnel to the Wellspring no longer exists. Attempts to delve into the blank rock face result in only broken tools and no trace of the stone itself. Somewhat nervously but empathically, the engineers recommended leaving it be. Well, I guess that's a little closure. So I would need to bring out Cassandra, a mage, and Sarah. Was it more likely to use Soulless than it? Life drain. Oh, heal and kill a trash. Yeah, she's got my good helmet. It does damage versus dragons. That only amounts to 200 damage a hit. Doesn't have the fattest strength bonus, like it's less. Doesn't have any attack bonus. What do you want? Doesn't have the poison chance, but this one gives her guard, so like partial immunity, like probably better. March of the Everlasting versus this. The damage is nice, but this is like total immunity for her. I want one of these. I like the Ice Staff because it has a chance to freeze guys, but damage output's better. No, Solus doesn't have ice spells, though, does he? He might have one. Fuck it, damage output. What else can we bring in? I gave Cole's armor away already, so he's just gonna stick with what he's got, and Vivian Nightfall is all I need, I guess. Any replacement armor for her. Barely a face paint, like, what the fuck? It's nothing. I think we're good. I can sell all that other crap. Well, I leveled up. Oh my god. Oh. Probably have to save. What? What's wrong with this cat, man? He's very vocal, but he's never like doing this. You saw me let him out. He don't gotta piss. He's begging to come back in. What is it? You want attention, whore? Oh. 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 Yeah. Alright. I'm assuming we're at like 3+ hours now. Now we're really close to 3, but just under. Means I don't really want to start the next expansion, like, you know, because I think this is a good place to wrap up for the day. You already did all her gear management and whatnot. So, yeah, I think we're good. Walk up to the room and make a save, because that's all there is to do. Next time we will do the Jaws of Harkin, or Hakan, whatever the hell it is. All I know about that one is you maybe fight a ton of dragons, and there's like a waterfall with a city. It's built with like dragon bones all around it. It's pretty sick looking. I didn't even know about the Descent. Like, I saw previews for Jaws of Harkon like 2 years after I finished this game. But I thought that looked cool, but I was also like, oh no, dragons. I don't want to play that. I'm not necessarily looking forward to it, but I'm expecting it to be a little more story heavy. Not that it had more story than I was expecting. So it was also just a big long dungeon with tanky ass enemies. It was I wish I got a stronger weapon. We did get new gear, and that was relatively surprising, I suppose, but not good enough. I need a super weapon. For the love of God, give me something that's gonna make that not take hours because I'm hitting sponges. Anyways, that's about it. See ya.